Welcome. We're glad that you took a few moments out of your day to join us for what we believe is, I'll say, a revolutionary way to do life and to engage and to live the life that God has called you to live. The presentation today is centered around a new sport that we're calling full engagement sport. Just a little background in terms of how we began. Years ago, back in 2012, was in church thinking about, guys and coach. One of the things that we've learned about guys is we like to compete. We like to, compete athletically by demonstrating our physical prowess and, our skill set. And we do that on the field and off the field. But, after we graduate from high school, some of us go on to college, but most of us don't compete in college athletics, but we still have this innate desire to compete, to get better, and to show where we're at. So most guys, they transition from high school sports into just watching the game, talking about the game, who their favorite team was, who's their pick MVP was, and that kind of thing. And most guys, that's kind of what they do. They brag on another man's stats. In addition to that, over the last 5-10 years, guys have moved from just talking about stacks, talking shop into fantasy sports, and the fantasy sports has just taken off. It's the big thing, the big crave. But one of the things I was thinking, to myself, I said, what if there was a way for guys to compete, and be able to do it in a way that actually matters? And God showed me that there is. And one of the things that it was kind of impressed upon me is to really create a new way for guys to compete, which allows the playing field to be completely leveled, so that Joe the Jock compete with, I would say, a guy who maybe is Mr. Johnson, the Sunday school teacher, but really have a level playing field so that each one can compete and really have it fair. And the way that I was shown to do that is through a unit of measurement called impact points. And those are points that are obtained from completing tasks and doing things that actually matter. One of the things that I've always seemed to really fascinate me was, why are guys so fixated with other man's stats? And I just had this thought process. What if a guy was to be able to get his own stats and really be consumed and really focused in on doing the stuff that's important to God, and that's really sitting around becoming the person that you were called and created to be? And the way that we're going to do that is through this new sport that we're called full engagement. And some of the things that guys we're going to be tracking and actually measuring those things that matter starts with, most importantly, connecting with God, praying. Are you praying on a daily basis? Number 2, are you read your word? Do you know what the word of God actually says? Number 3, are you looking at your purpose and at your mission? Also, are you spending time with your family? Are you looking at, are you achieving your life's goals? Are you, more practically, are you returning your text message, your emails? Are you exercising on a daily basis? So these are just some of the things that we said, some of the guys we sat around and we determined and decided to, let's measure what actually matters, stuff that actually matters from an eternal perspective. And we'll back that up to right now, so that we're doing the things that really matters, the things that I believe that God is keeping track of, so that most importantly, when our time is up, he's able to say, well done, good and faithful servant. You weren't so fixated on another man's stats, but you actually do the thing that you were called and created to do. Well done, good and faithful servant. Now enter into the joy of the Lord. So I think that's the conclusion of the matter. That's where we're going, and we're going to have fun doing it. We're going to be, we have leaders board. We're going to be choosing up teams and sides, and to be able to assess quantitatively and qualitatively where you at. Are you doing stuff that matters? And is there any gaps in your game, as we said? So we're gonna be having some fun. So AKA, this is gonna be a way for us to get a little better in every aspect of life. We're gonna do that in the company of folks who are motivated just like you to fulfill and to accomplish everything that you're supposed to be doing. So that's kind of just the backdrop. We're glad that you took a few moments to join us for this kind of an overview of where we're going. So the stage is set, and we're going to have some fun. So thanks for joining us, and we're going to enjoy the ride together.